Espera un momento. Antes de seguir con este mensaje, clica en el botón HIPAR, si te aparece aquí abajo, es gratis, y me ayudas a que más personas reciban esta palabra del cielo. Si estás viendo esto, no es por accidente. Este video puede ser una confirmación directa de Dios para tu corazón. Porque hay encuentros que no se explican con lógica, hay miradas que te marcan el alma, y cuando Dios decreta, nada puede deshacerlo. Hay una verdad que pocos comprenden acerca de los decretos de Dios. Cuando Él establece algo en el mundo espiritual, ninguna circunstancia natural tiene el poder de deshacerlo. El tiempo deja de gobernar, la distancia pierde importancia, e incluso el silencio se convierte simplemente en un telón de fondo dentro de un propósito eterno. Puede que estén separados, kilómetros de distancia, días sin contacto, vacío donde antes había presencia. Y sin embargo, el cielo continúa sosteniendo lo que Dios ha sellado. Porque lo que se establece en el reino espiritual no puede borrarse en el natural. Quizás el corazón se pregunte, ¿se acabó? ¿Ha ganado la distancia? ¿Ha cambiado Dios de parecer? Pero hoy el Señor te dice, la separación no ha destruido lo que he unido, solo ha revelado lo eterno. Hay una profunda diferencia entre las relaciones humanas y los pactos divinos. Las relaciones humanas dependen de la presencia constante, los gestos, las palabras y la rutina. Pero las alianzas que Dios establece son como árboles con raíces profundas. Sobreviven a las sequías, resisten las tormentas, e incluso cuando parecen muertos por fuera, permanecen vivos por dentro. Porque los planes de Dios no cambian cuando cambia la dirección. No se cancelan cuando todo parece imposible. Lo que Él determinó antes de la creación del mundo no puede ser deshecho por decisiones tomadas en momentos de dolor. ¿Te has preguntado alguna vez por qué, incluso a la distancia, sigues sintiendo a esa persona? ¿Por qué, incluso en silencio, el corazón continúa percibiendo lo que la otra persona está experimentando? No es terquedad, no es dependencia emocional, es reconocimiento espiritual. Es el alma identificando lo que el cuerpo y la mente intentan negar. Al igual que David y Jonatán, cuyas almas estaban unidas de una manera que trascendía la distancia y el tiempo, existen lazos que no se pueden explicar, solo discernir. Nacen de pactos ante Dios, no solo de emociones humanas.
Y ven la prueba de la separación, apego o alianza verdadera. Y es exactamente eso lo que esta separación está demostrando. Si lo que existe entre ustedes es apego emocional o alianza verdadera. El apego muere en la ausencia, el amor de alianza madura en ella. El apego entra en desesperación con el silencio. El amor de alianza aprende a escuchar a Dios en el silencio. Lo que duele ahora no es el final, es el proceso de purificación del oro. La distancia no está destruyendo la promesa, está puliendo a ambos para que soporten juntos el peso del propósito que vendrá. El ejemplo de Moisés, el exilio, como preparación. Piensa en Moisés, 40 años en el palacio, 40 años en el desierto. Parecía exilio, pero era preparación. La distancia no canceló su llamado, moldeó al libertador que Israel necesitaría. De la misma forma, esta separación no canceló lo que Dios unió. Está preparándolos a ambos, emocional, espiritual y mentalmente, para sostener algo que antes no tenían estructura para cargar. Porque las relaciones establecidas por Dios no existen solo para traer felicidad. Existen para cumplir propósitos eternos. Y si Dios los uniera antes de tiempo, la relación hasta sobreviviría, pero el propósito sería abortado. El trabajo invisible de Dios. Mientras sientes nostalgia, Dios trabaja. Trabaja en ti, sanando heridas, rompiendo patrones, enseñándote a amar sin depender. Y trabaja del otro lado también, mostrando el valor de la ausencia, revelando lo que realmente importa, quebrando el orgullo y preparando el corazón. Él está templando a ambos en el fuego, como el hierro que es moldeado antes de afilar otro hierro. Proverbios 27:17. Y aun cuando tus ojos solo ven distancia y tus oídos solo escuchan silencio, la fe te invita a creer en lo invisible. La fe es la certeza de lo que se espera, la convicción de lo que no se ve. Hebreos 11:1. No ves a Dios actuar, pero Él está actuando. No sientes el cambio, pero está en curso. Krageru, el efecto de Dios. Existe un tiempo exacto, conocido solo por Dios, en que lo invisible se volverá visible, en que la semilla escondida romperá la tierra y mostrará que siempre estuvo viva. Así como Esther, que esperó su momento para entender el propósito de su posición, tú también estás siendo preparado. La espera no es castigo, es estrategia. El tiempo de Dios es perfecto y cuando llegue la hora, todo tendrá sentido. Pero hasta entonces, el mayor desafío es este: vivir plenamente presente, sin paralizar tu vida esperando el futuro. Porque si pausas tu jornada esperando a alguien, no solo desperdicias tiempo, pierdes la plenitud de quien fuiste llamado a ser. Crece. Mientras esperas. Dios quiere verte creciendo, madurando, floreciendo, incluso mientras esperas. Porque cuando el reencuentro suceda, no será la unión de dos pedazos heridos intentando completarse, sino de dos almas enteras eligiendo caminar juntas por propósito, no por carencia. Romanos 12:2 transformaos por medio de la renovación de vuestra mente. La distancia es el fuego de la transformación, no la señal de rechazo. Es en este tiempo que Dios refina pensamientos, sana emociones y construye una nueva identidad en Cristo, sólida, libre, madura. Lo que es tuyo por decreto divino. Y sí, esa persona aún te pertenece, no como posesión, sino como propósito. Pertenecer en el plan de Dios es estar destinado a un llamado común, pero el cielo nunca fuerza, Él atrae. Prepara y en el tiempo correcto une de nuevo, porque cuando algo es tuyo por decreto divino, no hay prisa ni desesperación. Descansas sabiendo que el tiempo de Dios nunca falla. Todo tiene su tiempo determinado debajo del cielo. Eclesiastés 3:1. Hay tiempo para separar y tiempo para reunir, tiempo para el silencio y tiempo para el reencuentro. El amor maduro. Mientras tanto, Dios te moldea, sana las heridas, renueva el amor y te enseña a amar de forma madura. Un amor que no exige sino entrega, que no presiona sino ora, que desea el bien aun cuando el bien todavía no te incluye, y cuando dos versiones sanadas se reencuentren, lo que surgirá no será común, será eterno. Un amor tan profundo que el tiempo fortalecerá, tan sólido que ninguna tormenta quebrantará, tan verdadero que reflejará el propio corazón de Dios. Entonces, respira. No fue el final, fue el intervalo de preparación. Lo que Dios unió en lo invisible volverá a florecer en lo visible. Eso suceda, cuando entenderás. Dios nunca se atrasó. Él solo esperó el momento perfecto para cumplir lo que ya había decretado. La que así sonoraus. ¿Llegaste aquí por casualidad? Oye, ¿de verdad crees que llegaste hasta aquí por casualidad? No, no fue coincidencia. Dios te trajo hasta este video porque hay una palabra espiritual que tu corazón necesita escuchar hoy. Tal vez estés lejos de alguien que amas. Tal vez el silencio se haya vuelto pesado y la duda haya comenzado a hablar más fuerte que la fe. Pero escucha con atención. Hay una verdad que el cielo quiere revelarte ahora. Lo que Dios decreta es inquebrantable. Pocas personas entienden esto, pero cuando Dios decreta algo en lo espiritual, nada en la tierra tiene autoridad para deshacerlo. Ni la distancia, ni el tiempo, ni la ausencia. Piensa conmigo, ¿cuántos kilómetros te separan de esa persona? ¿Cuántos días no se hablan? ¿Cuántas veces te preguntaste, ¿será que terminó? Pero Dios te dice ahora, la separación no destruyó lo que solo reveló lo eterno. Porque las alianzas divinas no dependen de presencia física, son vínculos espirituales, raíces que permanecen vivas incluso en medio de la sequía. Gracie, conexiones humanas versus alianzas divinas. Las conexiones humanas necesitan atención constante, presencia diaria, confirmación, pero las alianzas de Dios sobreviven incluso en silencio. Las flores se marchitan sin agua, pero los árboles con raíces profundas continúan vivos, aun cuando parecen secos. Y si en lo profundo sientes que esta conexión es diferente, es porque realmente lo es. Esto no es terquedad, no es debilidad, es reconocimiento espiritual. Es tu alma discerniendo lo que el mundo intenta negar. Preju, la apariencia versus la realidad. Tal vez ahora todo parezca distante, frío, incierto, pero recuerda a Moisés. Pasó 40 años en el palacio y 40 en el desierto. La distancia no canceló su llamado. Preparó al libertador que Israel necesitaba. Esto es lo que Dios está haciendo con ustedes. La separación no es castigo, es preparación. Él está moldeando a ambos, sanando heridas, rompiendo patrones, madurando el amor. ¿Y si Dios no los separó para castigar, sino para fortalecer? ¿Y si les está enseñando a amar de forma más pura, sin posesión, sin desesperación, sin ansiedad? La fe. En lo invisible. Tal vez digas, pero no veo nada cambiar. Y Dios responde, hijo, la fe es la certeza de aquello que no se ve. Lo que está invisible está siendo moldeado. Lo que parece detenido está siendo alineado. Y cuando llegue el tiempo correcto, todo lo que estaba oculto florecerá ante tus ojos. El tiempo de Esther. ¿Recuerdas a Esther? Esperó 1 año entero antes de encontrar al rey. Parecía olvido, pero era preparación. Y tal vez este sea tu tiempo de Esther, tiempo de ser preparado, tiempo de crecer, tiempo de entender tu valor. Escucha esto, no detengas tu vida esperando que alguien vuelva. Dios no quiere verte estancado, quiere verte floreciendo incluso mientras esperas. Porque cuando el reencuentro suceda, no será la unión de 2 pedazos heridos intentando completarse, sino de 2 almas sanadas eligiendo caminar juntas por propósito, no por carencia. El refinamiento del amor. Lo que sientes ahora es real. Duele, lo sé, pero este amor está siendo refinado. Dios te está enseñando a amar de forma diferente. No el amor que exige, sino el que entrega, no el que aprisiona, sino el que ora, no el que cobra, sino el que confía. Y cuando ese amor maduro se reencuentre con el amor maduro que Dios está formando en la otra persona, la unión será inquebrantable. Nada, ni tiempo, ni distancia, ni dolor, podrá destruir lo que Dios selló. Mereza, respira y confía. Respira profundo ahora. Lo que parece final es solo intervalo. Lo que parece pérdida es solo preparación. Lo que parece silencio es el sonido del cielo trabajando. Dios te dice hoy, la distancia no quebró lo que yo uní, solo fortaleció lo que yo elegí. Entonces confía, porque lo que es tuyo por decreto divino, nadie lo roba, nadie lo atrasa, nadie lo anula. Es solo cuestión de tiempo, tiempo de Dios. Y Él nunca se atrasa. Ser tu declaración de fe. Si este mensaje habló contigo, declara con fe. Confío en el tiempo de Dios. Y compártelo con alguien que también necesita escuchar esto. Puede ser la respuesta que el cielo quiere usar hoy. Porque lo que Dios unió, ni el tiempo, ni la distancia, ni el silencio pueden separar.
God is looking at your heart right now and He has a direct message for you. Yes. You who have cried in silence, who have waited without receiving any signs, who feel that all is lost, that what you thought was broken, God continues to unite. Don't close this video because what you are about to hear could change the way you wait for true love. Stay until the end. Take a deep breath and open your heart because God has promises that no one else can fulfill. God is watching you right now. He sees the tears you shed in silence. He sees every night you looked at your cell phone waiting for a message that never came. He sees how you fight against that feeling of having been forgotten, of thinking that perhaps that person has already moved on. And today He wants to speak directly to your heart. The distance between you did not break what I united. That person is still yours, and what I decree in heaven is fulfilled on earth, no matter how long it seems to take. Because there is something that few understand about the promises of God. When He promises something, He is not limited by human time. He does not give up in the face of circumstances. He does not stop halfway. Whatever He decrees, He sustains until it is completely fulfilled. You are separated. Miles apart, silence where once there was daily conversation, emptiness where once there was constant presence, and you feel the weight of that absence like a stone on your chest. It hurts when you wake up, it hurts during the day, it hurts when you sleep. And in the midst of that pain, fear whispers lies. What if He has already forgotten you? What if He found someone better? What if you are waiting for nothing? What if I have changed my plans? You ask. And God answers with authority, I do not change my plans. Malachi chapter 3 verse 6 says, I, the Lord, do not change. What I have established will stand firm. What I have joined together will remain united in the Spirit. Even though physical distance tries to convince you otherwise, while God works quietly behind the scenes, you face an internal war. Every day you see couples walking together, and your heart tightens. You watch time pass by and anxiety increases. You see their absence and despair tries to take hold. I know exactly how you feel, God says with compassion. I know every early morning thought, every hidden tear, every silent prayer, and I tell you now, do not give up. Delay is not denial, it is preparation. The story of Jacob and Rachel powerfully illustrates how God honors those who wait for what He has promised. Jacob looked at Rachel and knew instantly. This is her. This is the woman God prepared for me. It was not a superficial attraction, it was a deep spiritual recognition. But between the recognition and the realization, Jacob had to wait. And not just wait, but work. 7 years of work, hard work to be able to marry Rachel. 7 years seeing her every day, but not being able to have her as his wife. 7 years of waiting that tested his resolve. And when the wedding day finally arrived, Jacob was deceived. He woke up married to Leah, not Rachel. He had to work 7 more years, 14 years in all, 14 years of waiting for the one his heart had recognized from the first day. But Genesis chapter 29 verse 20 says something extraordinary. So Jacob worked 7 years for Rachel, but they seemed like few days to him because of the love he had for her. 7 years seemed like few days to him. When something is truly ordained by God, the waiting time does not destroy love, it refines it. You are living your 7 years, God says, or maybe you're 14. And I know it seems like an eternity. I know you are tired of waiting, but I am doing in you the same thing that I did in Jacob. I am showing that your love is genuine, not fleeting. I am testing whether you really want this person or if you are simply afraid of being alone. And you ask, but God, why does it have to take so long? Why can't I have that person now? Quote. And God responds with sincerity, because they are not yet ready to bear the weight of that union. The relationships ordained by me do not exist solely for your personal happiness, God says. They exist to fulfill eternal purposes. And if I were to bring them together prematurely, they might be together, yes, but they would not be able to fulfill the purpose for which I brought them together. There is a fundamental difference between being together too soon and being together at the right time. Too soon. Being together too soon creates emotional dependency, unnecessary arguments, repetition of old mistakes. At the right time, it creates a healthy alliance, mutual growth, and fulfillment of purpose. I am not delaying your happiness, God makes clear. I am guaranteeing your fulfillment. I am not denying your request, God says. I am perfecting my response. Have you noticed something curious? Even from a distance, that person continues to occupy a constant place in your thoughts. You dream about them. You sense things happening in their life. You have inexplicable impulses to pray for them at specific times. That is not obsession. God reveals, it is spiritual connection. They may be in different cities, in different countries, even on different continents, but they're still connected in spirit because I connected them. And while you're waiting, don't think that God is just letting time pass. He's actively working on you, working on that person, working on the circumstances. I'm breaking in you, says the Lord, patterns that would destroy the relationship if left untreated. Now God says, I'm healing old wounds that you've carried from past relationships. I'm teaching you to love in a healthy, non-dependent way. I'm building in you an emotional maturity that you didn't have before. And on the other side, I'm doing the same work in her. I'm showing her through your absence the value of your presence. I'm allowing her to experience other empty connections so that she'll recognize the strange depth of what you have. I'm breaking down pride, healing trauma, preparing her heart to receive you in the right way. Isaiah chapter 64 verse 4 declares, No one has heard, no one has perceived, no eye has seen a God besides you, working for the one who waits for him. God works for those who wait, not for those who give up, not for those who despair, for those who wait with trust. While you wait, I am working. I promise, I am removing obstacles that you didn't even know existed. I am closing the wrong doors and opening the right one. I am aligning timing, circumstances, hearts. Everything is being prepared for the perfect moment. Your greatest battle right now is against discouragement. There are days when you wake up thinking, I can't wait any longer. You see that person going about their life and you think, does he still think about me? You look at the calendar and say, how much longer must I wait? Don't give up now. God warns with urgency. Galatians chapter 6 verse 9 says, Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. But there is something you need to understand about God's timing. He is never late, but he is rarely early. He works right on the edge, at the exact moment when your faith is being tested to the max. Why? Because that's where the real deal is revealed. I could have brought that person to you months ago, God confesses, but if I had, you wouldn't be prepared. You would have argued, you would have gotten hurt, you could have separated again, maybe for good. That's why I wait not out of cruelty, but out of wisdom about the pain you feel. God doesn't pretend the pain doesn't exist. He knows you cry in secret. He knows there are nights when loneliness weighs like lead. He knows there are times when you question whether it's worth it to keep believing. And maybe in the midst of this seemingly endless wait, you feel lost, caught between what your heart still feels and what your mind tries to rationalize. Maybe you've asked yourself, how can I be sure I'm waiting for the right person? How do I know I'm not fooling myself? That doubt is real and it hurts as much as the distance itself. If you feel this way right now, I want you to know that there is a way to bring clarity to your heart. There is a way to heal these emotional wounds that make you question everything, to strengthen your faith as you wait, and to learn to recognize with absolute certainty when true love is right in front of you. I have prepared something special for you who are on this journey, a guide that can help you transform this time of waiting into a time of deep preparation. You can find it in the first pinned comment. Now let me continue by showing you how God sees this pain you carry. The pain you feel is real, God validates it, but it serves a purpose. It is killing immature love in you and giving birth to mature love. It is destroying unrealistic expectations and building true understanding. It is transforming fast-burning passion into a love that ignites constantly. Psalm chapter 35 promises, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." Your night is long, very long, but tomorrow is coming, and when it does, the joy will be proportional to the pain you endured. When you finally meet again, God promises, it will not be like before. It will be something entirely new and much better, a relationship based on fleeting emotions, but on conscious commitment. It will not be a love that depends on always feeling good, but a love that chooses to stay even when it's hard. But God is also honest about a hard truth. If that person were to come back today as they are now, it most likely wouldn't work, because they both still carry immaturity, unhealed wounds, unbroken patterns. That's why I'm keeping them apart a little longer, not because I don't love them, but because I love them too much to let them destroy each other. I'd rather have the temporary pain of distance than the permanent suffering of a poorly constructed relationship. And this time apart, as painful as it is, can be transformed into something powerful. If you want to learn how to use this time to heal what needs to be healed in you, what I've prepared so carefully is waiting for you in the first pinned comment. Philippians chapter 1 verse 6 assures, "I am fully confident that he who began a good work in 1900 will carry you on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." God does not leave a work half done. What he began in you he will finish. What he has planted among you he will reap in due time. When God says that person is still yours, he is not talking about possession, he is talking about destiny. In the eternal plan, even before they were born, God had already written that their stories would intersect and come together. But I respect everyone's free will. God makes it clear. I prepare, I guide, I pave the way. But I don't tell anyone. So pray for that person, intercede for them, but also trust that if this is truly my plan, nothing can stop it. When you truly know that something is yours by my promise, I teach. You stop trying to control, you stop stalking social media, you stop sending desperate messages begging for attention. You stop begging for scraps of affection, you simply rest and let me work. Proverbs chapter 356 gives direction. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will make your paths straight. Your paths, including the path that leads back to that person. I never promise something I will not keep. God guarantees with absolute authority. If I have placed that person in your heart so strongly that you cannot forget them, it was because I put them there. If I have confirmed it through dreams, signs, or an inexplicable inner peace, then it is confirmed. Now you only need one thing: perseverance. Hebrews chapter 10 verse 36. You need to persevere so that having done God's will, you will receive what He promised. Perseverance is not passive waiting, it is actively waiting, trusting, living, growing. While you wait, do not put your life on hold. Do not look back with paralyzing nostalgia. Do not count the days as if they were a prison sentence. God instructs, pursues your dreams, develops your talents, heal your emotional wounds, build your identity in me. Come back, because when she does, and she will return, I want her to find you even better than the person she walked away from, because the worst that can happen is not that she takes a long time to return, the worst is that she comes back and finds you destroyed by waiting, bitter from the absence, diminished by pain. There you will have wasted the time of preparation that God gave you. Use this time to your advantage. God advises. Learn what you need to learn. Grow where you need to grow. Heal what you need to heal so that when the reunion happens, you will be ready to build something eternal, not just relive something past. And if you feel that you are ready to do exactly that, use this time to your advantage, heal your wounds, strengthen your self-love, and truly prepare yourself for the love that God has reserved for you. So, the guide on how to attract and recognize true love was made especially for this moment in your life. It is in the first pinned comment waiting for you, and then at the right time, not your time, but God's perfect time. Everything will fit. Circumstances will conspire in favor. Obstacles will disappear like mist in the sun. Hearts will open, and what seemed impossible will become inevitable. Distance did not break what I joined. God declares with final authority, He only tested endurance, and what stands the test is approved. What is genuine remains. What is mine is not lost. What is yours will return. It is only a matter of time, my time, and I never arrive. So take a deep breath, dry those tears, lift your head, and keep walking with faith. Your story is not over. You are alone in the interval between the desert and the promised land. And the promised land is right there, closer than you imagine. If this content has made a difference in your path and you believe it deserves to reach more people, you can support this channel in a very simple way. Just click on the thank you button below the video and make a donation. Any contribution, no matter how small, helps a lot to keep this space alive. And even if you can't right now, your presence here is already an immense gift. Thank you for being present.